if you guys are ready and our time is started, so that our GD topic is uh, communities facing several problems. Reason is that global warming, terrorism, yeah, economic recession, yeah, any another reason. So our GD start right now. 3, 2, 1.
Economic
So,
recession is one of the
gentlemen, what I'm
important
thinking,
factor
like
inside
the
the several
economic recession
problems
is the
because
major reason, like we have to focus on, because in 2008-9 there was an economic crisis, world economic crisis, and I want to give an example. Like due to that economic recession, Sri Lanka faced very deterioration in its economy, and he took loan from the IMF, which in turn, due to the conditionalities of the IMF, its present scenario, we can see the present scenario of
Okay,
the Sri
Saras.
Lanka
So
crisis.
I would like to add one point, like good point by Saras, but I would like to highlight like global warming is the biggest reason in this world because we see the lack of the wheat, which is also the reason behind it is also global warming. Because of the heat wave, the wheat production is not as enough in our country, so we can export the wheat to the other countries. So as we all know that wheat reducedness is also the reason behind the recession. So according to me, the global warming is the only reason behind all the reasons.
Indeed,
Indeed, I would
we
like
agree
to
with
further
Dheeraj, but I want
bolster
to
the
add one
point
more thing,
given by
Saransh.
Dheeraj.
Like the economic recession currently is the biggest problem because even we have already acknowledged about the situation in Sri Lanka, but the Nepal and the Bangladesh are two neighbor countries are also on the way of the economic crisis. And one of the biggest reason I think that economic recession, the food is also one of the biggest impact because of the economic recession. The fuel and other health related problems are because of economic recession. And during the after the impacted of the COVID-19 and
Yes, Praveen, I would
warming
like to give
condition.
example of the
I want to add
we can
one point
see
on
even
that. As
One
Parveen mentioned that the economic recession, there was also the terrorism. Because if we see the look at the terrorism, because it's harm our community. That's was the global warming also having, because they export the all the explosive thing. They make explosive to do the
yes,
and we
totally
export in
agree with
everywhere. So it's
you.
also a
Totally
huge
agree with
Absolutely
all
right.
my
contributor
fellow
problem.
speakers, but global warming is a more prevalent problem because if you see the structure of Russia, like they have getting a huge storage of natural resources. That's why they have able to sustain all these prohibitions which has been led by USA and Western Union. So we can see that if a country is fulfilled by its natural resources, then the economic can be maintained, and also the situation of Russia and Sri Lanka and Pakistan, we can see that the geography plays a very pivotal role in that regard, because in Sri Lanka agriculture sector was contributing a lot, but due to the implementation of the new regime to the agriculture sector, they have been, whole agriculture sector has been hampered, and
Totally
also the tourism
adding
industry was also.
like we can
Okay, I
see in
totally
Yes,
Assam,
agree
yes.
with
the
you,
flood
Yeah,
Praveen.
good.
But when we talk about the current
very high.
situation, there is no more impact of terrorism because India is going to be hampered with terrorism and all the other in the US and other have just had control on the terrorism. But economic
Because of which
recession have a
the
fear
trade
on
sector is
everyone.
also
Also, the
decreasing now.
developed countries have the fear of the
So we
economic
can see
recession
because of the
because they
global
are fear
warming,
about
the
the GDP
are
and
not
their
able to
development rate
trade
and all other things. And India also
both in
focus on
India.
the economy.
And
So
also,
I
as
think that economic recession currently is the biggest
And
problem
global
which is
warming plays a
threatening the
pivotal
world.
role in production of agricultural sector, which contributes immensely to the world community at large in the terms of economics. So they are hampering the
Yes, yes.
growth of the agriculture sector at the very same time, due to which we have to switch to some other replacements. So that is also a case which is being
Yes,
impacting
yes,
the core of the
and also, I
world's
would like
economy.
also like to include one point, like
Yes, yes.
for
because of
reducing
the
global
global
warming, we
warming,
need
the
a
heat
huge
wave
A
economic.
big threat to the
We have a very strong
because
economic. Like we
observing
are not a
wave
developing
that
developed country,
and
so we need
which have
huge economic
which have affected
I
the
got
economic
the
support
global
to
point, but
our
I want to add more
in
point to
order to
Praveen's
reduce the
thing that
global
he has
warming.
mentioned about the global factors. Even
increasing
let us take an
economic
example of Sri Lanka. They have not much production about the
to
food grains and all other
increase
things, but
rate of
they have to
also
receive it from the different countries.
over
But they have
countries
not
like
so money and the
and
foreign reserves so that they
from
can get the wheat
African
and
countries,
other food
and
grains from the
they
different countries. And I think that
while
economic is played a major role
Nikhil.
by preserving these people of the food grains and other things.
Adding one point, like we
we
can see
can we can with implementation of proper policies and guidelines, we can control the economic recession, but without taking actual actions, and at the very same time long term actions, we cannot curb the global warming. So I think as
yes.
the temperature is also rising at least 2 degree per year, so if we assume the situation of the 10 years, so we can say that global warming is a major threat to the world community.
But
Yeah,
Govind,
Yes,
completely
and
agree with
Govind
the
sir,
yes,
point
yes.
of the
We
Govind,
in
and
order
I
to
want
reduce
to
the
add
global
one more
warming,
point.
we need huge amount of economy, strong backup of
uh,
economy,
last
because only the
40
developed
years.
country can reduce the
Okay,
global
Saran.
warming
So
because
improving the point of Govind Bhaiya, it is 4 Fahrenheit every year, and because of the global warming, we see in the New Delhi the air pollution is also increased last year. Because of it, the people are not able to go to their job. The children are not able to go to their schools, and the
I
government
want to
has to
add one point at the
follow.
highlighting of the my fellow
So it
speaker that
also
if we see that due
bigger
to the
recession.
global warming, the age limit is also decreases. As we can see in the Asian time, the person who live for the 80 year more than that, but due to the global warming, facing lots of the problem, breathing problem, all the diseases. That's why they live 60 and 70, and not
I
so that.
totally
So
agree
the
with you, Ajay,
global
and
warming
Govind,
is
yes,
a huge
yeah.
problem
But
in the
one more point
upcoming
that I'm going to
generation.
add
We
is
should
that
focus
the
on that.
country
That try to avoid.
who is fully
Okay,
economic,
good point.
who is fully dependent on his economy, then he can control the global warming. Like
let
they
let
cannot control, but he can prevent the
let me
global warming
let me
because of
illustrate
the
with so
work
you
on the solar projects. Because when we talk about developed countries, they have not much
let me
money
give
and
a current
resources
time
to work
example
on
that
the
there is shortage
hydropower
of
and
coal in
the
India
solar
and
projects.
why this
But when we
thing is
talk about
happening
example
because
about
of the
situation of the
overloaded on the
renewable.
electricity sector because the
Yes,
people
yes.
are using carbon based material like fridge AC and various other things in cities there are 5 to 6 ACs in a joint family houses so where are we heading so it is directly impacting the global economic global warming and at the very same time the shortage of coal the government has to switch it to some other place which will take a lots of amount so in this way
Yes,
this is directly hampering the economic sector too the change is
yes,
the
totally.
in the weather is also
To see
yes
that the gas price is also increasing in India, so people are using the consumption of gas. So it also
You are not completely audible, Dheeraj, but I want to add more point to the Govind Bhaiya that the
the
economy
global
can play a major role in not it is right of any individual to buy the AC and the refrigerator. But one thing that we can do is that we can just develop and just encourage more to the solar power project and the hydropower project, which need the much money and the much GDP. So with the help of the economic, we can just control and we can just prevent the global warming that is growing at much rate that Govind Bhaiya explained.
and I will
Yes,
also
agreed
like to
brother
add
completely
one
but
more
agree.
point
but
that due to the COVID-19 pandemic, most of the developing countries only suffer in the economic recession, and developed countries trying better to not to go to the recession, but it's quite a very tough time for the developing countries like India and also like South Asian countries. So I think that the economic recession will be a major concern because due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
Yeah,
yes, totally
completely
indeed
agree.
agree. As
I'm
we can
agreeing
see
with
that
my fellow speaker.
In the Sri Lanka, there was the economic crisis. That's why they burned their prime minister house, also their family house. So this was the reason that they are doing. If we will also not focus on that, there will be something
Economic
huge
reason
impact.
is a lot related to the policies and the rules and regulations of the government in what manner they try to proceed. This is in the hands of government. But when we can notice that during the time of COVID-19, there is huge impact on the environment. The environment got a bit better space in as compared to the previous time. But even after the opening of the industries and all sectors after the COVID-19 pandemic, we can still feel the difference. So this
Yes,
has
agree with
been a
you.
Yes,
But
yes.
there has
I
been a
in
very
North
negligible
America,
thing which
the forest. So we can clearly see in the North America because of the fire, the many species and many
the
biodiversity
fire
of their life because
yes
of the
yes
global the fire broke out in that area
the
many
forest
times.
fire the cases of forest fire has been increased
Yes,
these are destroying our natural resources which are the major stake of a country which makes them to go to a different
Uh,
limit in terms of
gentlemen,
economic
Yes,
as
gentlemen,
I
I
have
both
think
already
sides
Nikhil,
highlighted
there
I think Nikhil wants to
will
the
give
be
some
heavy
points
rain.
in the discussion.
there will be
I totally
some
agree with you all, but Saransh have added a very good point that from the last
major
3 or 4 years, a very hard situation is facing by all over the country. Let us talk about the COVID-19 and then the Israel-Palestine issue and then the India at LAC and the Ukraine and Russia war. All this led to the economic crisis situation is not only in some countries but also the developed countries also. Like the European countries have faced a crisis about the fuels and other products, and India facing about the food grains and all other things because the economic there is an economic crisis in the last 2, 3, 4 years.
Yeah, I want to
Gentlemen,
add
I
indeed
one
think
and
point
Nikhil,
on the
gentlemen,
Govind
presume
gentlemen,
the
Bhaiya.
I think
situation
Nikhil
of
wants to
China.
give some
China is
valuable
not a
points.
very
So
privileged country in terms of economic and natural resources, but still they are running the world with the power of economy. So it depends upon the policies and what approach the government takes. So it is in the hands of government, and it can be taken for granted that in a long term and policy will pave good result for the government. But in terms of environment, it is a long term process. We are switching
Yes,
from petrol based to hydrogen based buses and all. It will take a lot of money. So
yes,
and at the very same time, it is new. So we will not sure that whether it will work out for us or not. So we try
yes.
to
Last
fix
year,
it.
we also see in the south area, the heavy rain came because of it. Most of the people have to display their house as well as display their work. So it also so that it is also the region of the economical crisis of the recession in the country, because that people are not able to involve in their work and not able to contribute in the economy of the country. So we can clearly see that the global warming is the most important reason, and all the effort for global warming affect the terrorist, because the terrorist generates by the lack of education and the lack of food and the other resources. So we can
Okay, I
clearly see
agree
that
with you, Dheeraj. I
Yeah,
totally
it's
agree
our
with you that global
immediate
warming
need
is a major
to
problem,
switch
but
to the
it can be
renewable
controlled
sources
through
of
several
energy,
solutions. It is the only solution is the economy.
because the fossil fuels
So
are
we have
getting
to just
less day by day and
current
also causes
administration safely.
pollution.
I'm agreeing with Praveen. Economic can by earning better, you can have a AC inside your house. You can get a house cool down, but you cannot make the whole society to use of it, and you can reduce the temperature for the whole society. So we need to focus the things which are more on the social perspective, which can be seen from the work perspective, not just a
Yeah.
country's
We can
perspective. So
Yes,
we should also
economic is a
focus on
term
the
which is
manufacturing
very
hub
much
of the India
impacting a
in order to
country.
get
A
more
country is good, but global warming
independent on the
is
economic
worst
front.
need. And as for the topic which has been pasted down, this is talking about the worst community. So I think
yes,
we should presume
we also
It is
global
adding more
warming
to
as a
the global
prevalent issue.
thing that the
see the
US and the
yes.
Japan and the China are
Global,
more working
like
towards the
we see
solar
in
project and
Delhi,
the hydropower
everybody
project
will
because they
able
are more
to
favored in the
breathe
economy.
easily. So
Because
it
of the
is
economy, they are
also
going to work on
a
that
problem.
point, which can improve the global situation. So I think that the economy plays a major role in improving the global warming.
Actually,
But
indeed,
I want
We
to.
need
but the
to focus
concept of
more on
sustainable
manufacturing hub
development
and also
needs to be
make
adhered
India
by every
independent,
country. There
not
should be a
in order
balanced
to
approach.
control the
Like what
economy
China
itself.
has did in the China, you can see the rise in temperature. Even in the cases of India, you should be developing in terms of economic technology and all, but not at the cost of ruining the weather and the environment at any cost. You can see the
Gentlemen,
cases
time up.
of deforestation and all, and
Okay, so gentlemen, time up, and we have done with very good and constructive GD. Everyone is doing very well. So time up. Now the time for the feedback.